my name's Emma. Welcome to Booktalk. Today we're discussing the first book in the Divergent trilogy, Divergent. Look at the cover. I can't really give you a summary of this book because it was so action-packed and it's definitely one of my all-time favorites. First time I got this book was in April and I had a ton of assignments to do. And then I had to read in August and I was on vacation then because I was going to a family member's wedding. It was so hard to do that because it was such a busy day every single day and I didn't want to put the book down because there's so much action and I couldn't put it down. It would be painful, it would be torturous to put it down. It kind of reminded me of Hunger Games because it was set in the future and because it was dystopia with a kick as protagonist. That's really all I need to know. If you haven't read it yet, I don't know where you've been because movie's coming out in March. So I would definitely suggest you go read it and then just come back and just go read it right now, okay? Okay, so if you haven't read it, just bye, go read it. Okay, so you've all read it. So pretty. See? Ooh, shiny, shiny. It's a dauntless. Ta-da! Look, it's a dauntless flame. It's so pretty here. Also, I really freak out whenever I see anything for like erudite and candor anywhere. I'm using a research book right now and it says erudite and just freaked out. This erudite book will help you do whatever and I'm just like, yay, erudite. We start off with the first line in this book, which is, "There is one mirror in my house. It is behind a sliding panel in the hallway upstairs. Our faction allows me to stand in front of it on the second day of every third month. The day my mother cuts my hair." It's not that big of a deal, but it shows how meticulous they are and what kind of people they are. It's amazing what they do. It just, what are the extremities and the lengths they go to preserve this organization, but apparently not all societies are like that. So, next thing we have is this aptitude test. We got Tori and we got Triss. Like, Triss, we find out she's divergent and we're like, what is the big deal with this? And then we find out what the big deal is. You can get killed for being divergent. I think that the political system with all the leaders being out of the nation is kind of dangerous and their selflessness. It's weird. It's weird doing that because, like, having all of the political members from one faction is definitely going to create a huge dispute. I mean, they're already being criticized for helping all the factionless. I didn't know that this conflict between the erudite and abnegation was going to be such a huge role in this book. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, like, they all have fights, whatever. But no, it's like, no, erudite's just gonna hire Dauntless to kill you up. Great. The first thing you need to do when you go on Dauntless is jump off a train onto a roof. And if you do that and don't die, that's great for you because well, one girl just dies. One girl she jumps off the train and she just dies. I mean, what? There is a net when she jumps off the roof. I was like, no, she just jump off the roof. Are they trying to get the initiates to kill themselves? Okay. We gotta meet 4. She chooses the name Triss when she chooses Dauntless. So Dauntless is insane. They are crazy. This book is full of insanity. Like, there's a pit. It's insane. There's the narrow walkways, there's a ravine, and the narrow walkway has no rails on it, so you can die any second in the setting. I thought it would be like, okay, they pick factions, whatever, and they just go into it. No, there's apparently an initiation, and I'm like, oh, shoot, okay. Then she meets new friends, awesome. People are like, oh, okay, what's Triss for? She's like, no, it's Beatrice. That would have been fairly obvious. What else is like a Triss type name? They have this fighting test. So they have this test.
Right, the test, you know? Right.
So they have to fight each other for fun. And I'm just like, okay. Eric freaked me out. And he's just piercing and smile. It just, if Dauntless didn't have him there, I think Dauntless would be a better faction because, honestly, I think they would have been a combination of all the other factions, which would be really interesting. Her humor. Triss's humor is so good in this book. So, you've never had a hamburger before because apparently having chicken is selfish. She's never seen hamburger. It's like, oh, you never seen hamburger? No. No wonder you switched. Yeah, I switched because of the food. She has this rhetoric humor, and I love that. In the first fight with Christina and Molly, Christina says she gives up, and Eric is like, you give up, and he makes her hang over the couch for 5 minutes. I was having almost panic attack. My heart was beating so fast. So Triss is contemplating, when I go in, when I jump in, when I save her. Yeah, you would. We kind of figured this out throughout the book that she would do this. And like, Bravious has linked to selflessness, and it's insane and ridiculous and just pure amazing, really. 4, when he didn't want to associate with stiffs, you kind of realize that he's an abnegation. That was pretty cool. Like, there's so many events, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And her mom came to visit her on visiting day, and that was so heartwarming and touching. Then we find out her mom's from Dauntless, so that was pretty cool. What really is fascinating to me is how she doesn't describe herself as beautiful. She describes herself as striking. She puts herself down constantly. I realize it might be vain and selfish abnegation to do these kind of things where you say you're beautiful, but she's done so many rebellious things already. What's the point of trying to, like, deny yourself? This book made me laugh and cry and just so many emotions, so many feels that it's amazing. Amazing. I don't think a lot of books would be able to do that with me. The paintball and capture the flag Ferris wheel scene was insane, you know. And like she slips, and I was like, oh, right. And then she comes down, she jumps up the Ferris wheel, and then a car nearly runs her over. There's so many near-death experiences in this book. It's not even funny, but it is. When they're talking about teamwork, Tris was like, bravery can equal selflessness, and you need to be smart in order to make tactics and be honest with each other to work together. Like, there's so much teamwork involved, and she has this, like, idea that divergence is actually a good thing, which it is. You can kill for it. 4 was really, really obvious that he liked Tris, and we're just like, yeah, Tris, he likes you, so how haven't you caught on yet? There's also a scene in here where they're training for the knife throwing. Tris is training without a knife, and Peter's like, hey, Stiff, you know what a knife is? They start throwing a knife. She's the first one to hit the target. Hey, Peter, you know what a target is? Ow! Ow! There you go, Peter. Oh, yeah. When she said in front of Al, like, for the knife target thing, that was pretty intense. That was, like, okay. Like, I obviously get why she wanted to doubt why the 4 legs were there. I mean, he nicked her ear. There was really good character development in this book, I found. I was happy with this book. And Veronica Roth really, really emphasized the characters. The fear stimulations, oh my god, I can't even imagine what that would be like. However, 4 called her pathetic, someone in the book, and that was really crossing the line because, you don't call your girlfriend pathetic, okay? I understand that you maybe thought that she is tough as nails, but she's human, and she can get hurt, though she is, in reality, she is tough as nails. There's the part where I couldn't believe Al helped Peter and Drew. I was like, Al, you're the nice guy, why would you do that? And Tobias comes in, saves the night, save the day, whatever, beats up everyone, and the next morning, Drew is like lagging because he's limping from the beat up, and it's just, you know, he's like, hey Drew, why are you so slow? Hurry up! And then he kills himself because he didn't get forgiveness from Tris. It's insane. She feels bad, but she's like, okay, you know what, it's done, it's over with, I'm just gonna move on with my life. I feel like Katniss would do that almost, but she would kind of regret it afterward. That's what I feel like she would do. There's a lot of hugging and emotional scenes in this book. There are like so many emotions in this book. For some reason, she still doubts herself that 4 likes her, and like I don't understand how she still be doubting herself when 4 has made it so blatantly obvious that he actually likes her. You know, they stood outside in the hallway for X number of minutes just hugging each other after Al died, so how is she still confused? We don't realize that 4 is actually Marcus's son until Tris did, which is really awesome because they were on the same page, and both of us were like, oh my god. I mean, her fear landscapes were intense as well. It was like, okay. One of the things that was really heartwarming and awesome in this book was that 4 and Tris has 7 fears, and 7 has been always one of my favorite numbers. I don't know why. I really liked number 7 before Horcruxes and these fears and everything else. So when Tris tells 4 about her fear of being intimate with him, he's like, well, you know, don't need to be free anymore, etc., etc. And so it was just a really big perk because my birthday is on June 4th, and 4 fears. 4. You know, 4 and 6. Tris could have 6 fears if she, you know, isn't afraid of being intimate with 4 anymore. 6. 4th of June. My birthday is 4th of June. That was just a very nice perk, and I was really happy with that. This book was so intense. I really liked the fact that Tobias or 4 had the tattoos on his back. That was really interesting, and I believe the order says, I want to be brave and selfless and smart and honest and kind. I believe it was like that. So I think that's pretty cool because not a lot of people would embrace all the factions and try to make their lives like that. This book is insanity because there's so many action stuff going on, so much fun, it's impromptu, there's so many good character developments. I think one of the things that really freaked me out a lot was the serum. Especially when 4 was given the serum, I was like, no. I wonder how long the serum would last. Like, serum for the test, how long would those last? Like, how long would it be in your bloodstream? Like, how long would you be under it? How long would you survive under it for? How long will the tracker serum mean everyone? Oh, right, her parents. Oh my god, how could I forget her parents? And her parents, they die for her, like her mom, who runs in. Unfortunately, Will died, so and then Tris doesn't mean to kill him, but she does, so that is really bad. I was really, really sad about her parents dying. I was like, no, why did they have to die? Both of them, oh no. That was really sad. I wasn't happy about that. So, when the book ends, they bring Peter with them, which is just, I don't know why they would do that. Why can't they just shove him off the train? Because he was a jerk and an idiot and everything else. So, looking back on this book, who was your favorite friend? And my favorite friends would probably be Uriah. And Uriah invited Tris to go ziplining, and that was so awesome. Uriah was he was one of my favorite characters in this book. He was so funny and talented and everything. He invited Tris to go out when there was no one. Especially Caleb, and Caleb's like, no, bye-bye. And you're like, excuse me? No. Will and maybe Christina as well, but Christina, unfortunately, her boyfriend gets killed, so that sucks a lot. But I really left Christina. I don't know what she's gonna do right now because Christina somehow found out Will died, and I don't know what's gonna happen there because I liked Will. He was a really nice guy, and oh, Brig, Eric is still alive. Frick. I like 4 too. I wonder what would happen with him, but I'm guessing hopefully he'll stay alive. In the next book, I don't see why because they're on a train, and I don't see him being pushed off or somehow tripping off the train, so hopefully he'll be alive in the beginning, at least, of the next one. Unfortunately, Jeannie is still alive, but she's still gonna be in the next one, I'm guessing. So I think one of my favorite scenes is probably the paintball scene and the Ferris wheel scene, even though she nearly got killed, because it was when 4 and Tris really started connecting. Maybe Christina in the chasm. I definitely didn't want her to die because, you know, she was really nice to Tris and everything that happened. But reading that scene was just so exhilarating and really, really interesting. So probably that. So which faction would you choose? I definitely want to choose Candor. I know that. I don't like them at all from what Christina says, and I don't like them. And maybe Amity because they're so peace hippie loving, but I'm not that kind of peace hippie loving girl, so let's put that on my bottom part of the list. Probably Dauntless or Erudite, and Abnegation is maybe. Dauntless, I literally think I would die in the initiation because that is just so intense. And, you know, imagine yourself having to wake up after being all bruised and literally like broken bones and having to fight again. That'd just be really, really bad. And then Erudite, I really don't want to be in the same faction as the bad lady, but I mean, what can you do, right? So either one of those two. Let's take the aptitude test. Let's see what I would be. What faction do you think you would be? So aptitude test. Better knife. I think maybe the knife might fascinate me, depending on what kind of knife it was, but probably the bread, because I don't know what I would do with the knife. And then I might eat some of it, but it's a whole loaf, so I obviously wouldn't eat all of it. Might give it to the dog, and if the dog didn't want it, then I would probably pet the dog, maybe, because that's all I have about the dog. I probably wouldn't get Erudite with my test. I would probably try and save the girl, so that would definitely be like a Dauntless or Abnegation type response. And I wouldn't tell the guy that I knew that other guy. Yeah. But Divergent, the only question I really have is what would happen if someone was not Divergent, the aptitude test determined they're in Candor, and then they somehow switched to Erudite for some reason. I don't know why. What would happen there? Like, I think Caleb, maybe he was Abnegation, but he decided to switch to Erudite, or maybe his tests were Erudite. We never found out. My percentage for this scale would be, it just clicks in the 100, but because of that really big question there, probably like a 97, 98, 95. Just in the really high 90s, because this is definitely one of my all-time favorite books, and I'm really, really happy I picked it up. So, yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Amo. I will talk to you later. Bye! Ready? Dang it. That's what happens. Okay. Ready? There's the river. Tris. I'm there. If And they got some hard drive and